Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. Today I'm going to be using up some stuff, and today the stuff is paper bags, or throwing it away, or throwing it in the direction of someone else who can make use of it, because I've got far too many paper bags. Now what I'm going to be doing, it's not really a new idea, but I've put a few little twists on it, little additions, just to jazz it up a little bit. How this came about, while I've had no voice and little energy last few weeks, I've just been working on some old projects that never got finished, which is most of my projects. And this journal here that I made with some, it's got all sorts in it. It's got a few digital papers, and I had some leftover bits. I'd bunged in a random paper bag, and I thought, ooh, let's just use some of those bits on that random paper bag, and I came up with this. Now what I will do with this is I will attach it to a page. I've not decided which page yet. Say I put it on that page, I could pop it there. You'll still see that little girl peeping out, and then we've got a little pocket there, one there. You've got the pocket in the front, and then you've got scope to put lots of things in the bag itself. And I've just added a few tags. Nothing earth-shattering, the tags, they're just pretty, and they offer plenty of space for journaling, or you've got plenty of tags if you want to pop them on gifts for people. You could also attach it to a page sort of like a belly band. You could attach it at the bottom and at the top, and then you could pop something behind like so, or just attach it. Yeah, there's many ways you can use these. You could even just pin it in, leave it floating, tuck it in a big pocket. Lots of things you can do. So that's how this one came about. So then I thought, ooh, that could be a really good idea for a mass make. Let's put that journal away. So I quickly made another one, and this one's really quick to make. And I made this one using book pages. Pardon me. So yeah, I used a piece of book page there to make the pocket. I've just popped a digital postcard in there. I've put a little faux vintage tea card in, and I used a little digital postcard and just put some rub-ons on. Inside I put a tag that I'd already made, so I've always got a stash of tags. And yeah, that's quite pretty. That will fit in one of my Edith journals that are still ongoing. Yeah, that tag, that's just a book page backed onto some tea-dyed paper, and it really is simple. In fact, I've put the word simplicity on it. So I think you get the gist by now. So let's crack on and make a few. I didn't want out that where I'd think too much for this first video back after a few weeks. So I'll tell you the size of paper bags I'm using, because they do fit really well in journals. But just use what you've got. So they are 7 inches high and 3.5 inches wide. That little pocket there, the front of it, is 2 1/4 inches deep, although it's not full depth. Well, hey ho, if you just had a paper bag that didn't open up like that, you could still make this. You could just put a piece of card on the front to make a pocket on a plain paper bag if you want that look. Anyway, shut waffling, woman. Let's make one. Right, I'm not inking the outside, and what I've done here is I've got a box with lots of scraps of book pages that I've not used up. Like that. Oh, that one's even backed with card. So let's find one I like. I am liking lavender at the minute. I'm liking lavender so much I did order the new Stamperia. I treated myself to it. I thought, you're not feeling well, woman, you need a treat. Yeah. So I've got the new Stamperia lavender collection. I'm not sure how new it is. Right, I've been spying up this piece. It just happens to be nearly the right size to put there, to use as a backing one. But then I'm like, can I use it as a tag instead? But I do want my paper to look pretty. Let's use that. Let's use that. And this is from an Edith Holden book. So it's nice and thick. So I think that will be thick enough for what I want without having to back it. So grab your trimmer, woman. Use your little baby one because it fits on your desk. And I just want to trim it so it's not quite as wide as that. So we've already said that's yay wide. What's yay wide? Yay wide is 3.5. So I'm just going to cut this down to a bit less than 3.5 inches wide. So there you go, I've trimmed some side off. Still, oh, I like that, yeah. And I'm going to take a circle punch. I'm using 1 3/4 inch only because I grabbed that first. I'm going to put a little notch there. I think I do want to do a little bit of inking on this. It'll just make it look a bit more vintagey, won't it? If you want to round your corners, come in and do it now. I don't think I'm going to do on this one. I did on my others, but for some reason I'm not finding them too offensive. I think it's because the bag's square. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to glue that on. I'm going to use my art glitter glue, which is just, it's just super duper fast drying PVA glue, isn't it? If anyone's never heard of it. It does stick really well and really quick. Off camera, I often just use bog standard PVA glue. It does the job just as well, it just doesn't dry as quick. So I can't move on from one thing to another as quick. I just thought I'd check on filming, you know, because I'm a bit rusty. So I'm gluing all the three sides that haven't punched the notch in. That's one of my little things I do to stop myself mucking up. I hold it with that notch side. Otherwise I will put the glue in the wrong place. So I'll just pop that on. That's quite pretty. Yeah. So that's the front of my bag backed. And I've got myself a little notch there. A little pocket. Right, this bit here, I'm going to cover this up and make another pocket. But before I do, any of these loose flappy bits, I want to glue them down. Because I don't want to have any problem when I start putting things in my little side pocket. Here. Like that. Will come out. There you go. I do think things with the little tabs on are easier to grab. They look cute as well. Don't know if I'm going to put tabs here yet. Don't know where I shouted. Yeah. I think my ears are still a bit blocked up. I don't like to moan on about, oh, I've not been well, but you know, I think it's just par for the course now. I used to expect to get flu in winter, and now I just seem to get a flu-like virus in summer. So last 3 summers I've been ill like June or July. It's very annoying. Very annoying. You always associate feeling like that with cold winter. I don't know, I do. Maybe if you live in hot countries, you don't. I don't know, that's weird. Never thought about that. In fact, quite often I just don't think. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit more glue in that bit. I just don't want what I put in this pocket to get stuck. I mean, you could always put an extra piece of paper on, but I just think that's a bit unnecessary. Right, one thing I did have that I found very handy for making these pockets, and this is sheer coincidence, I just happen to have some of these hanging about. They're pre-cut digital postcards. You don't have to use a pre-cut digital postcard there. Any piece of card or any piece of paper will do. But I think I'm going to do that one. If you've got a stamp that does a postcard and you want to do a postcard, use that. And I'm going to put a little notch in this. I'm using a smaller punch this time. I'm going in for my 1, is it 1 inch? Yeah, 1 inch. Whee. So again, you could just put another piece of book page. It's entirely your preference. Oh, I went a little bit mad with ink there, didn't I? Oh well, oh well. Let's pretend this digital postcard comes stamped with that much ink on. It still looks okay. Yeah, I like that. Right, before I stick it on there, I want to zhuzh this up a little bit. And if I show you this one, I zhuzhed this digital postcard up by putting a rub-on on. That didn't come on the postcard, I put that on, and then I just put a little rub-on. It's a sweet life. I just had this little corner that were a bit bare, so I popped that on. So let's grab some rub-ons. Oh, have you put them, woman? Here you go. Ta-da! Right. So what we got? Ooh, I got those lovely rub-ons from Taperlogy, didn't I? Let me grab them. I tried one on a piece of fabric. So we'll put you in with them. Put you in with them, woman. Yeah. I'm trying to use up a lot of stuff. Yeah, rather than just sticking with new stuff or just printing new stuff out or taking apart new books, I'm trying to use up things that I've already got. Because I love my little tubs of stuff. That's all I can call them. Tubs of stuff. Right, I'm going to take this rub-on sheet out. Ooh. For all my videos now, I will put the Tapology link in because they sent me so many yummy goodies. I'm going to be using them for quite a while. So I expect I'm going to get plenty of questions from people about where did you get those from. So the link is there and there's still a 15% off discount coupon. Right, I just want something small. I always pick the one in the middle. I'm liking the look of that one. Or do I want something that's not purple? I seem to have gone on a little bit of a purple binge. Maybe, ooh, maybe I could just put that white daisy on. I'm going to do the white daisy. So I've just gone completely, I'm going to do purple. No, I'm not. I'm going to do white. But that's me all over. I like to chop and change my mind. And I'm loving rub-ons at the minute. Yeah, that's good. Let's take that off. Ooh, I like that. They do come with these wooden sticks. In fact, use one. I quite often just use my bone folder instead. I'm old school with rub-ons. I had this conversation with my friend Cheryl. If you remember the rub-ons of old, like, I'm talking 20, 30 years ago, you really did have to rub to transfer the rub-ons from these carrier sheets. And I go at it like I'm doing a rub-on from 1990s. And I'm not. It's 2024. Technology's moved on a bit. They're much easier. Oh, that's pretty. That looks like it came on that now. And here I think I need a word. So I'm going to grab... I've got a sheet of Tim Holtz rub-ons with words on it. I don't know why I bought them because a lot of them aren't the words I would use. They must have been on sale somewhere for me to buy these. I also nearly threw away a whole sheet of white ones. Look, I thought this was the carrier sheet. Can you see them? And I just nearly threw it away. Talk about need your eyes tested, woman. So I just want a word there. And I don't know what. Smile, be genuine. Smile. I don't want smile on a postcard. See the world. That'll be good on a postcard, won't it? See the world. We. And we. We. Yeah, so this video should be going up on Friday. It's filming it Thursday, but I'm so late filming it, I know I'm not going to get it up. So I know I promised to get one up midweek, but here I am. Here I am. Just feeling a bit drained. Oh, hey ho, crack on. Oh, drained. Oh, drained. Speaking of drained, something I wish was drained. I've got smoke alarms in my house that are wired into electricity circuit, whatever, I don't know. But they also have a battery backup. Now, they'd been in since house were built 15 years ago, and they came to swap them out, so they put me new ones in, yeah. And the engineer that came asked very nicely if he could put the old ones in my bin. I'm like, yes, of course you can, mate. Chuck them in. And yeah, then a couple of days later, I heard a beep. And I'm like, someone really needs to sort their burglar alarm out or their car alarm. And this beep went on for a good few days. And of course, I'd not really been out at house. So this beep had gone on for nearly a week. And this week, the first time I'd left house was Tuesday. And I toddled off to the shop and I could hear this beep. And I'm like, they really need to sort that burglar alarm out. And of course you know what it is because I already told you, don't you? And it were blunking smoke alarms in my bin. Now, we aren't allowed to put batteries in our general waste. So, and it was time to put my bins out for collection this week. So I had that bin, yeah, that's how I was in Yorkshire, so bean, so not to confuse you, bean, had that bean still in the bin. They wouldn't have collected my rubbish. So I had the unsavoury job of, yeah, fishing through my rubbish looking for this beep. Anyway, I got one out. Meanwhile, my next door neighbour had come out and we're talking, and she's like, oh, I'd not heard it. And I'm thinking, I don't know, you didn't hear that because it's like 6 foot away from my bedroom window, my bin. But they hadn't. I'm just looking. I've got another postcard. I can put a rub on ready for the next one while I tell this tale. Yeah, I'm going to put one on there. So, yeah, anyway, I gets this out, ties all the bag back up, puts it back in the bin. What do I then hear? Not 5 minutes later, beep, beep, beep. There were another one. That's where my brain were not working. Yes, I had 2 smoke alarms replaced. Let's put... I think I might want that on. Yeah. So then I had to repeat the whole process. I were exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. So, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. It does have to come back and finish some work in a couple of weeks. Well, a engineer does. If it's the same one, yes. He's going to get... Oh! He's going to get chunted at. Do you know, I don't think I like that. I'm not liking them two there. So, I'm going to grab another postcard. I think that one. Oh yeah, I'm going to pop that there. Yeah. That'll be good. So that will go on my next one. Now if you've got stamps, I mean this one is so easy. This would just be a rectangle of card, put a line down. If you've just got a stamp that says postcard, you can put the lines and everything else on. That'd be so simple. Because I have no idea honestly where these digitals came from. They're just in my stash. I'm stash busting. I need to stop piling things in boxes and drawers and bags ready to use another time. That other time has arrived. I'm using it. Because I'm the kind of person that will hoard the kind of stuff everyone else puts in the bin. Apart from smoke alarms. Yeah. Oh, so annoying. I did at first think it were a bird. I don't know what kind of birds we've got round here that mimic noises. But we've got birds that do smoke alarms, burglar alarms. I'm sure there's one at the minute. It sounds like it's doing the bell on Nala's collar. The bird's tweet sounds like Nala's collar bell tinkling. And I think it's Nala coming home. Oh, that's nice. Then I can put some kind of label there. Yeah. So... we've got the next one coming up ready. Oh, while I were rabbiting. So let's grab one. Right, excuse me, I'm just going to have to pause. I've got a runny nose. Oh, that's better. So, let's put a little bit of ink on here. Oh, do your notch first, woman, do your notch. Because you're just be inking bits that you're going to chop off. Yeah, it's warm here today as well. 26 degrees. Which for the UK is pretty warm. When I were a kid, when I were a lass, 26 degrees would have been one of the hotter days. And they're saying we've had a rubbish summer this year, but we've had quite a few days that have been 26 degrees. I know that sounds pretty cool to some of you, because I know a lot of my subscribers, hello, ladies in the US of A, tell me how hot it is. And it's like, oh, I can't imagine it. I'd just be flaked out, me. I'd never get anything done. I just wouldn't. We're not used to it here though, are we? We're just not. Whee. That's that. Sorted. Oh, I've got someone to say hello to in particular as well. I want to say hello to Joyce. Yeah, I did have to get a sticky note to remember your name, Joyce. Joyce emailed me. Joyce has got a fabulous daughter. Joyce is recovering from spinal surgery. She's got to spend 6 weeks in bed, which is probably about 4 more now. And her daughter's set up the TV so that it looks down, so that she can, it's over the bed so that she can watch a YouTube while she's in bed. And she says I'm one of her favourites. So hello Joyce, I hope you're getting plenty of rest and you're recovering well miss this. So yeah, I couldn't imagine being stuck in bed in hot weather for longer than a week. A week did me, Joyce. Right, I'm just going to grab some more of these offcuts of, yeah, book pages. Right, to see what I'm going to put on this one. So, I mean, you could just put, in fact, we could do it. You could just put text on. What's that? Oh, I've got a window on there. What on earth were I trying to make there? I hadn't a clue. I was trying to make something, but I could just put that on. I could. Yeah, it don't matter that that crease is there, does it? No, I don't want to. I don't think the colour of that book page goes well with that postcard. What we got here? Oh, we got moths. I'm just using things, yeah, they're pretty, but I wouldn't necessarily use them in other places, some of them. What we got? Well, that's nice. I could make a lovely skinny bookmark with that, couldn't I? Now, this is why I have a lot of stuff that never gets used up, because I go through it like this and I'm like, yeah, but I could make so-and-so with that, but then I don't make so-and-so with it. Nothing gets made. So, I did also grab a few digitals. Look, just some random bits. How would that look? That would look pretty nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, I think it's going to have to be this. Now, I put money on the fact that these are by Artie Mays or My Porch Prints. See, even then, I'm guessing it too. I've cut them out. I've printed them out. They were supposed to be journal pages, and I've obviously printed them on cardstock rather than paper, because I do that quite often. Print on the wrong thing. So then I've decided to use them, put them in my stash so I can use them as journal cards or, yeah, tags. So I'm going to use one of these on my background. And I'm going to use one to make a tag. So that is a lovely tag. I'm now going to measure this, because I want that bit with the doilies and everything on here. Yeah. I keep forgetting how wide we said that were. 3.5. So I want to make it just under 3.5, don't I? Make it like an 1/8 under. Oh, that's brilliant, look at that. And that is, I don't know what, I think I would say this is maybe 250 GSM cardstock. I'm going to put a notch in the side. I don't need to ink the top much because it's got that inking that were printed on. Yeah. Now this is what you do when you're crafting in real life, don't you? You think, yeah, I'm going to put a book page on there, and then you think, no, I'm going to grab something else instead. I do it often. I'm doing it today. I didn't want any stressy crafting today. I just wanted something so simple and so easy. Right. That, I've cut that so wonky, haven't I? That's so wonky. Let me just check. It could be the bag that's very wonky, or it could be my chopping. So that's 3 and, yeah, 1/8 under 3.5. And the bottom is, it's the bag. The bag is wonky, so just make best of it then. That's really wonky, isn't it, that bag? Just to make myself happy, I'm going to cut a bit of that off. Now this reminds me of my first ever house when they tried to put my radiators on walls straight. The walls weren't straight. The walls weren't straight, the skirting board, nothing in the house was straight. It was a very old terraced house. And I had to, well, I think I had to woman-splain to the engineer, if you use a spirit level to put that radiator on that wall, it's going to look horrendous. Because the skirting board under it's wonky and the windowsill above it's wonky. And it weren't having it at first. until I ended up holding that blunking radiator for him while he had a look. And then, yeah, you'd think they'd know that, wouldn't you? You were young then. So yeah, if you got a wonky house, put everything at wonky. Eyeball it. There you go. So yeah, we know that that's wonky, but it now looks straighter. You know what I mean. He's got to make sense. So I'm quite happy with that one. I like it. So we need something to tuck in that side and something there. Right, while that one all dries, I'm going to go back to the first one we made together and we're going to put something inside it. That should all be... Oh, I forgot to glue that. You need to then glue that and that to make your pocket. Silly woman. Whee. You see why I didn't want to do it too complicated. If it's possible, I'm a bit scattier than usual. Right, there we go. Ta-da! Now, I've got a handful here, and I bet most of you have got the same thing, haven't you? Just tidy up slightly, woman, because it's looking a little bit of a state. Here we go, we've got our 6-inch crafting space back. And these are just lots of random bits of ephemera that I've got out that could fit in here. I've got some tags. I love that tag. And that was just a rub-on. It were a rub-on. It were a cheap one. I can't even remember the brand of this one. I didn't put it on my Amazon because I didn't like it. I had to cover it with clear gesso to get rid of the shine. But I do love it. That may be a bit too wide, but I think it's going to fit lovely. So I'm going to make this tag a bit narrower. Again, that's often why I don't finish everything off. I don't sew around everything because I might decide I want to alter the size of something to fit it where I want it. Now let's see if that tag will fit in now. It's still a bit tall, so get your little trimmer out. So I'm going to cut the top off. There we go. We had a lot of space at the top there that we didn't need, didn't we? So cutting the top off, not a bad thing. Grab one of your dodgy... I was going to say grab a dodgy credit card. No, we're not that kind of video. Grab, that's a dodgy credit card. One with the corner cut off, and I'm going to make this back into a tag shape. Whee. Yeah, for far too long on videos if I've made something like this, I've made all the tags to go in it. So then I get all these ones hanging about. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, so we've now still got a bird. And when we move it, we've got another bird. Yeah, I like that. So let's grab some ink and ink those edges up. I think I'm going to put a little bit of fabric at the top of this tag because again, another box of stuff I've got that needs using. It's just offcuts of fabric and bits and bobs, and yeah, there's just far too much of it. Grab your drawer out, woman. Ooh. Yeah, look, another box of randomness. I've got far fewer boxes of randomness than I used to have. I think I want to put a little bit of that on top. It goes nice with that rose beam pink, doesn't it? Yeah, the whole thing there was a rub-on. Everything. I've not done any stamping or anything. I've just put the rub-on on there. It's so pretty, but it was so shiny. That's far too wide, missus. There we go. So just nice, simple tab. I've got my stapler here. There we go. That should be glued enough now. That's pretty. And then in it, I've got lots of tags here that are too tall for the front. So I'm just going to pop a selection of bits and bobs inside, sticking out the top. Oh, I like that. Let's have one with some ribbon on. That's pretty. So there we go. Now I need something to fit in the side pocket and something to fit in that pocket. So I've got lots of these. These are bits of masterboard. I've got another folder full of these should I need them. I like that. I could make that narrower. Yeah, I'm going to make that narrower again because I can. And I'm going to pop that in that bottom pocket. Oh, that went a bit wonky, didn't it? Wonky donkey. And I'm going to eyeball this. I need a little bit more off that side. So let's see. Yeah, that fits in nice, but it's obviously a little bit too long. Or is it? No, I like that. It's like a tab, isn't it? That's perfect. Oh, I like that. I might make a matching tab to stick out outside the other one. And if you talk less, you can make more of these and call it a mass make. Yeah, you can. But then you wouldn't know anything about my smoke alarm situation. You wouldn't know I've been ill. Or any of the other random stuff I like to waffle on about. That's pretty, but I think it needs something else in there. What can I pop in? Have we got anything here, or do I need to make something? We can just pop that in. So we've got the bird. We've got that. I think I want one of these in. I want something with a label. I don't want to cover the whole bird up though. I'll grab something from another masterboard next time I pause to tidy up. So that's that one. We just need something to go in there now, and job's a good one. So I'm going to grab this. This is just a box of random journal cards that I've got. Some are digital, some are from kits. I love the Tim Holtz ones. I think they're brilliant. That's just a tag that I've cut. And I'm hoping that this, yeah, if I fold one of these Tim Holtz one in half, is this a Tim Holtz or it could be a Project Life? If you don't know what Project Life is, it were some kind of journaling movement where you just have all these cards in a certain size that you put in plastic wallets. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they were pretty, so I bought some. Ooh, I like that one. So I'm going to fold that over. And then I can pop that in. Then what I need to do is I'm going to turn some of it into a tab at the top, and then I'm going to back it with some paper that you can write on. Oh, should we do it with a plain one? Yeah, I'm going to do it with a more plain one. So I'm going to fold that on that line. She says, missing line. Silly woman. We just like little bits of things sticking out, don't we? Yeah. That's it. I'm going to grab my envelope punch board. Where are you, mate? I've got my little one. And I'm just going to make a tab in the middle. So, that looks the middle to me. So it's nearly 2 inches, so I'm going to move over 1/2 inch and punch. I'm going to turn it over and move it to 2.5 inches again. And a bit more, and punch. Yeah, now I'm going to cut off that top part and that part to make it a little tab sticking out. Right, so I'm lining up the valley and cutting. Can you see what I mean? I'm going to do the same there. And cut just to there. So that was just a little spare of the moment thing that. I just fancied making a tab that were a bit different to your usual kind of tab. I'm going to fold that over further because it's sticking out a little bit too much. I'm going to round them corners. Yeah, we've moved into making it up as a go along mode now. But that's crafting, isn't it? If it doesn't turn out right, do something else with it. Quite like that. I'm just going to get my bone folder or a wooden stick, whatever I've got hanging about. Yeah, we've got 2 creases there, but that just makes it like a little mini file folder, doesn't it? We've got that sticking. I like that, look. So that's sticking out now. Perfect. We've got that there. I'm quite happy with that. And I think I need a brighter tag on the front. I've got this long one here that I'm just going to cut down to, yeah, about 3 1/4 inches. I want it a bit short because I want to see my little birdie's face. So I'm going to cut it right down to 3 inches. So I really want to see that little birdie's face sticking out. There we go. And I'm going to grunge up the edges with a bit of ink. The top I think I'd shaped with some kind of corner punch at some point. There's still some rather white areas I don't like, so I'm just going to gently go over and make it a little bit more grungy. Because I don't think that bright white quite fitted in with this. That looks much better now, doesn't it? And I'm just going to put a little bit of fabric on the top of there again. So that little bit I cut off earlier, that I decided the other one was too wide, I'm going to pop on there. Woohoo! That's cute. So there we go. I'm really happy with that one. I really like it, and I've not put anything too thrilling in for these tags. They are just bits of leftover scrapbook paper and journal cards, but we've got a pretty front, we've got lots more room to put something inside, and got plenty of places to do little bits of secret journaling, which is what we love. We like secrets. We like secret journal spots. Right, where's that other one that I started making? Right, I'm just going to tidy 2 seconds because it's going out of hand. And I'm back. So I've got my 6-inch workspace back. The book pages are back in the tub. That's the other one I'm working on. That's the finished one. And yeah, all my bits and bobs are together. you know the drill. But even having said that, I did not put the glue back in my pin. Or even the pin back in my glue. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Putting glue in a pin. Right, so this is the one. So do you remember I got that digital that I just had hanging around? You don't have to print one off special. Use what you've got. Use a piece of scrapbook paper. I might make one more with a bit of scrapbook paper just to prove it works. So we've done a book page one, we've done a digital one, and I might do a scrapbook paper one. So we've got that. That should be dry now. Oh, I didn't glue that again. You're crazy, woman. What, there's a saying here. I don't know if you have it in US or other countries. I don't even know if it's a Yorkshire saying or a UK one, but it's like, if brains were dynamite, I wouldn't have enough to blow the top of my head off. Yeah, sometimes I wouldn't. Whee. I'm just going to put, because I haven't got time to just sit rubbing that and holding it. I've just put a punch on it. There you go, you just glue. So we've got these 2 bits that I cut off the edges that I'm going to make into tags. Very easy. Oh Lord, we've had a crafty lunch. Oh no, I've knocked over that tub of journal cards. Oh, I've just put it to one side off camera on a very unstable surface and it's fallen over. I'm just going to put it somewhere different. There you go. Silly woman. You've just had a whole conversation about putting the pin back in your glue, and what did you not do? sometimes wonder why my kids don't listen to me over certain things. It's like, God, I've got to keep telling them time and time again. I wonder where they get it from. Could it be me? I don't know. So I've got those two that are now tags. I think I might make a fancy tag top for these, because I love using my, oh, that's craft lunch. I really do think I need to start wearing a hard hat in this craft room. So, yeah. Right, this is that one. If you measure your card to exactly 1.5 inch, 2.5 or 2 inches, it will fit into these ridges. But I just guesstimate it. I cut my card as wide as I want, and then I pop it in, and just have an even gap there and just punch it. It works just as good. And then I don't have to measure. There we go, pretty. Ooh, ooh. Oh, that nearly fits in the middle, but not quite. Tell you what, we'll do that, and then I'll just make that a smidgen skinnier, a schmidgeroo skinnier. I'll cut it down to 1.5 inches. It was so nearly 1.5 inches, it wanted to fit in those ridges. There we go. So I've got 2 tags there now with that one. I love that punch for that. I think it's brilliant. That was definitely a good investment. I'm going to give these a little bit of an ink, and then I'm going to grab some fancy fibres to thread through top. And I get this a lot in my comments. People say, why on earth are you covering up such beautiful papers? And I've got to be honest, I don't think I do that too often. I do quite often say, if the paper is gorgeous, why cover it up? Sometimes I may not think it's gorgeous, and subscribers would think it's gorgeous. Maybe that's it, I don't know. But I think this is gorgeous, so I'm not covering it up. I may stick a label on it to enhance it, or a rub on, or a bit of stamping or stenciling, but I don't even think they need it. They're yummy as they are. So I'm just going to grab some fibres. Again, I'm still absolutely loving these, what I got from Tapeology. Oh, look at that one. That's just... That's stuck now. Enough. It's not sticking as quick today. It's because it's hot and humid. Humidity in the house is 60%, which is very high. Very high. For my house. It's a new build house. It's not damp or anything. Right, where's the end? I can never find end, so I'm just going to take that bit off and the end. There we go. Oh, they are so yummy, aren't they? So I'm going to cut yay much off, and then I'm going to split it into 2 and put some in one tag and some in the other. I may shorten that tag. I don't know. So that one can go there. No, I think I'll have them the same size. Yeah. That can make a nice long bookmark. Then I'm going to split those in 2. I might take the turquoise one out, I don't know. I just don't know. There we go. And I'm going to pop these through. I think I've cut far more off than I need. And I'm going to thread them through. Find the middle. And there we have it. Oh, look at that. That looks good. I've definitely cut too much off, so I'm going to trim them a little bit. Oh, wastage. Mama, why are you wasting it? There we go. And then this one, I'm going to pop through here. You can do it, woman. Yeah, I like that punch, the hole it's bigger than the hole you get with like your crocodile. It's more the size of the hole you get from a regular hole punch. Do you know what? I'm tempted to cut that in half and make it into 2 small tags. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. just because I can. There you go. That's an awful lot of stuff on top of a tiny tag now, isn't it? Yeah, I like that better. I do. And then that, I can put a tab on the top. Let me just make sure that's... There you go. Make sure nothing's stuck that shouldn't have, and I can put a tab on the top and that will go in there. So I've got a jar of ready-made tabs here that I like to use. I just use my dies and my tab punch to punch ones out of scrap card and paper. I can see one down there that I want. Gee, just get a million out, woman. No, I don't want that. I want one like that but smaller. I want the one that I don't have. Oh, there we go. No, that's the same size. Oh, I'll have that one. That one will do. Faff City. Kids are home from school next door now, so you can hear them playing. Little lad seems in a good mood. I do feel for Lauren next door. Her little one's under assessment for learning difficulties, and I remember back to when mine were young at school. Before they know they've really got issues, they tend to, well, mine did, behave exceptionally well at school, but all the effort of behaving so well at school just came out when they got home, or even on the way home. And to the untrained eye, it just looks like bad behaviour, when quite often it's frustration. And they're just at that point now where they've identified a problem, but taking steps to try and solve it. Speaking of that, one of mine has just come home from school now. Oh, I like that. You know, I do think that's too long. There you go. Didn't cut my fingers. Very close though. I'm still a bit shaky. So that's that one. And we need something to go in the side here now. I do like what I did there with the card and making the tab. So I'm so tempted to do it again. So yeah, do it again, woman. Do it. You can do it. Oh, ooh. Look at that in the other one. Oh, that would fit nicely inside. But it also fits nice in front there, doesn't it? But it goes so well with that, doesn't it? Oh, that'd be perfect. With a tab on. But I want it in there. Oh, I'll never make my mind up, me. Tell you what, I'll get some more of those journal cards out, 2 ticks. Hello, I didn't actually get what I was looking for, but I remembered I had these. These are some Tim Holtz journal cards, and some of them have got roses and flowers, and they're just perfect size. So, I'm looking for one of these that will go nice. That will go nice in the side, and they're the perfect size. Oh, look at that one. Oh, I like that one. Oh, you can hear neighbours. Hey. So, it's that one. Or, I've put the other one away. Where's that one? Ooh, that one. Oh, Julie, they're all just as nice as each other, aren't they? I think that's the point here. They would all go nicely. Oh, look at them. They would so fit perfectly in there. So I'm just going to stick a tab on there. Oh, next door but one's dog's out now. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, it all becomes chaotic here at 3 o'clock. Wee. Wee. That's why I have certain filming windows. And if I don't get my filming done at certain times, I don't get a lot of chance to do it. I need to improve my lighting so I can film more at night. Oh, I've put that on too high up. I'm going to leave that as is because then I can use it on a different one. I've got another one of those tabs, and this time I will put it on in the right place. Yes. Depending on the size of your journal card will then depend on where your tab wants to go. So that one needs to go there. I'm a bit reluctant to put that there as it's going to cover the roses up. So I may go back to plan A. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a white rose. Yeah, I'm going to use the white rose. And pop that, yeah, because I didn't want the tab to cover the rose. And then pop that in. Perfect. And then I'm going to use one of these on the inside. So we've got a few bits and bobs. And then remember, I've got my pre-made tags to go in, which are all here under that one that I made. I've not done bad there, I've made 3. I'm looking at the time and I'm not sure I'm going to get another one made. Also, it's gone a little bit mad outdoors. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. Let's see what a little bit of blue peeking out the top looks like. Just for a bit of contrast. I like it. I do. A bit of extra colour. So, there we have it. That's the one I made before, and these are the 2 I've made today. So how long? It took me 50 minutes. I've made 2. I've done a lot of waffling, and if you cut the waffle, you can make far more. So give it a whirl. It's very easy. You can make them with any size bag. You don't need the exact same size bags I've got, although I will put the link to those in my description if you want that size. But they did measure 7 inches by 3.5 inches. So I'll pop up on the screen another similar video where I do decorate some bags like this, so it'll give you some more ideas. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.